Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will dive into the swirling storm of suspicions, heartfelt interrogations, and explosive family clashes that are set to rock Port Charles. In the heart of the Port Charles Police Department, Carly Spencer finds herself in a tense standoff, her frustration boiling over as she's grilled relentlessly, even with a seemingly solid alibi for the fateful night when Drew Kane was tragically shot. Carly isn't backing down from the scrutiny. She's in Commissioner Anna Devane's office, firing back with sharp words, demanding that Anna focus on real leads instead of circling the most convenient target. Carly had dreaded this moment ever since Elizabeth Baldwin overheard her heated outburst toward Drew, a threat that now hangs like a dark cloud over her innocence. But Anna remains unmoved, refusing to dismiss Carly simply because Jack Brennan vouched for her whereabouts. As Anna had confided to Acting District Attorney Justine Turner earlier, her distrust of Jack runs deep as the type who might bend the truth without a second thought. Adding to the intrigue, whispers around the station suggest Carly might have had hidden motives tied to old grudges, perhaps even involving long-buried secrets from her past with Drew that could resurface and complicate everything. The air is thick with tension, as Carly's alibi is dissected piece by piece, leaving viewers wondering if this interrogation will unearth shocking revelations, or just deepen the mystery surrounding the shooting. Over at the hospital, Britt Westburn is grappling with a whirlwind of doubts, cornering Damian Spinelli for some straight answers after an unsettling encounter. The sight of young James West heading toward what could be a life-altering reunion has left Britt visibly shaken, her instincts screaming that something doesn't add up. She knew Spinelli and Felicia Scorpio were escorting the boy to Nathan West's room, but the idea of a supposedly deceased Nathan re-entering the family fold, especially with their complicated mother, Liesl Obrecht, in the mix, feels like a recipe for chaos. Britt pulls Spinelli aside in a quiet corridor, her voice laced with concern as she probes whether Maxie Jones can truly handle this bombshell. The scenario reeks of irregularity, from Nathan's miraculous return to the emotional ripples it could send through their tight-knit circle, inventing new layers to this drama. Perhaps Britt recalls faint memories of Nathan's past vulnerabilities, like his struggles with family loyalty, making her even more wary of how this resurrection might disrupt the fragile peace they've built. Spinelli, ever the tech-savvy ally, might offer reassurances, but Britt's questions highlight the underlying fear that this Nathan could be an imposter, exploiting the family's hopes for his own agenda. As the episode unfolds, little James finally steps into Nathan's hospital room for a poignant first meeting, with the man claiming to be his birth father. Brushing aside Britt's lingering hesitations, Nathan's face lights up with a warm, genuine smile as he greets the boy with a cheerful "Well, hello there." It's a moment charged with emotion, considering Nathan never had the chance to hold his son. Maxie was still pregnant when Caesar Faison's bullet struck him down, and that violent end is the hazy final memory Nathan clings to. Now, seemingly at ease with his improbable return from the grave, Nathan embraces the opportunity to connect, perhaps sharing light-hearted stories or asking about James's favorite toys to bridge the lost years. Yet, doubts linger in the background. Even though DNA tests supposedly confirm his identity, Port Charles has a notorious history of forged results and elaborate deceptions. Could this be another clever ruse, maybe orchestrated by a shadowy figure from Nathan's past, like a forgotten enemy seeking revenge? The encounter adds fresh details, such as James shyly showing Nathan a drawing he made, symbolizing the innocent bond forming amid the skepticism, leaving fans to ponder if this father-son reunion is the real deal, or just the start of a larger conspiracy. Shifting scenes, Sonny Corinthos forges an unexpected alliance as he crosses paths with Veronica Ronnie Bard, the enigmatic younger sister of the late Monica Quartermain, bringing a fresh dynamic to the town's power plays. Their conversation quickly turns to Tracy Quartermain, with Ronnie boldly declaring she's not one to be intimidated by Tracy's sharp tactics. Sonny, no stranger to Tracy's attempts to drive him out of Port Charles through veiled threats and manipulations, shares a knowing laugh, bonding over their mutual resilience. This new connection sparks intriguing possibilities. He mentions how Monica's old journals detailed her sister's antics, prompting Sonny to wonder if those writings also captured tales of his own storied history in the town, inventing additional elements. Perhaps Ronnie reveals a hidden Quartermain family heirloom she inherited, one that ties into Sonny's business interests, hinting at potential collaborations or conflicts ahead. As they exchange stories, Jason's name inevitably surfaces, evoking memories of loyalty and loss that could draw Ronnie deeper into Sonny's orbit, setting the stage for alliances that might shake up the Quartermain legacy. Meanwhile, deep in the shadowy confines of the Quartermain crypt, Tracy Quartermain and Michael Corinthos unleash a torrent of family dysfunction, their heated argument echoing off the stone walls among the resting ancestors. Tracy confronts Michael about spotting his car near Drew's house on the night of the shooting, her suspicions turning accusatory rather than protective. Instead of shielding her nephew, she's probing with relentless questions, implying he had every reason motive from simmering rivalries, means through his resources, an opportunity if secrets aren't kept. Michael, his patience fraying, snaps back defiantly, challenging her to take her theories straight to the authorities if she's so convinced of his guilt. The bickering exposes raw fractures in the family, perhaps amplified by invented details like Tracy referencing a cryptic text message she intercepted, or Michael alluding to Tracy's own shady dealings that could backfire on her. This crypt-side clash heightens the drama, illustrating how blood ties in Port Charles often twist into webs of betrayal, leaving Michael to navigate the fallout while protecting his own hidden agendas. Wrapping up the day's chaos, Alexis Davis remains blissfully unaware of the danger lurking in her own home, as her and Ava Jerem's captivenin other than Rick Lansing has cleverly outmaneuvered them. Faking the ingestion of his sedative, Rick breaks free from his restraints and stealthily ascends the stairs, his eyes scanning for any advantage. To his surprise, he stumbles upon the infamous Casadini dagger, the very artifact linked to Jen Sidwell that Alexis had explicitly rejected. How it ended up in her possession remains a puzzle. Did a mysterious delivery slip it into her home? Or was it planted by an unseen foe? Questions swirl, but they fade into irrelevance as Rick grips the dagger firmly, pressing its cold edge against Alexis's throat just as she stirs awake on the couch, her eyes widening in terror. This shocking turn adds invented tension, such as Rick whispering taunts about their shared history of deception, or Alexis's mind racing through escape plans involving nearby objects. The scene promises edge-of-your-seat suspense, as Rick's escape could unravel alliances and ignite a new wave of vendettas across Port Charles. Next, we will explore the massive anticipation surrounding Drew's dramatic shooting, and why it feels like a total letdown in the evolving chaos of Port Charles. The storyline leading up to Drew Kane's shooting had been brewing for weeks, creating an electric buzz among viewers as tensions escalated to a boiling point. Yet, when the gunfire finally echoed through the night, the aftermath left everything frustratingly unchanged, with Drew emerging from the ordeal as the same manipulative figure he's always been. Fans had been on the edge of their seats, piecing together clues from heated confrontations and veiled threats, but the resolution or lack thereof sparked widespread disappointment. In a detailed breakdown of this build-up, it's clear the writers teased a pivotal shift, perhaps drawing from classic soap tropes like near-death experiences that redefine characters, but instead, they've recycled familiar patterns, adding inventive layers. Imagine if subtle hints in earlier episodes suggested a hidden alliance behind the attack, like a shadowy operative tied to Drew's Navy SEAL past, only for that thread to fizzle out unexplained. This section highlights how the prolonged suspense, filled with red herrings and escalating rivalries, ultimately served no transformative purpose, leaving Drew's sleazy demeanor intact and the audience questioning the narrative's direction. It was inevitable that someone would pull the trigger on Drew, given the laundry list of Port Charles residents who openly vowed to end him, turning the town into a powder keg of grudges and vendettas. The surprise factor was minimal, as threats flew from every corner, building a web of potential culprits that kept everyone guessing. Now, the Port Charles Police Department is knee-deep in the investigation, sifting through alibis and motives, but their track record suggests this case might drag on indefinitely without a clear resolution. Analyzing this investigative angle, the PCPD's inefficiency mirrors real-world procedural dramas, where bureaucratic red tape and personal biases often hinder justice, much like in past General Hospital arcs involving botched cases. To expand with new elements, perhaps detectives uncover a cryptic note at the scene, inscribed with an insider reference to Drew's business dealings, adding a layer of corporate intrigue that implicates unexpected players. This keeps the mystery alive, emphasizing how the shooting, while predictable, has amplified the show's signature blend of suspense and interpersonal drama, without delivering a satisfying payoff. Among the suspects, Michael Corinthos stands out as the prime target, his simmering rage making him the most straightforward choice. Though soaps rarely go for the obvious villain in such high-stakes whodunits, digging deeper into this suspicion, Michael's history of family betrayals and power struggles positions him perfectly, but the narrative cleverly plants doubts, suggesting his involvement might be a misdirection to protect the true shooter. Beyond him, a roster of motivated individuals emerges. Curtis Ashford with his protective instincts gone awry, Portia Robinson harboring medical-related secrets, Nina Reeves entangled in romantic fallout, Alexis Davis navigating legal minefields, or Carly Spencer driven by fierce loyalty. Even Willow Tate, who's visibly unraveling under mounting pressures, could snap in a moment of desperation, inventing fresh details for analysis. Picture Willow discovering a forged document linking Drew to her biological origins, fueling her instability and making her a wild-card suspect. Less likely, but intriguing are theories pointing to Stella Henry or Marshall Ashford, perhaps acting out of misguided family defense. This diverse suspect pool, analyzed in detail, showcases the writer's skill in weaving interconnected motives, yet it frustrates by not advancing toward a reveal, leaving fans to speculate if the shooter is a familiar face or a complete outsider pulling strings from the shadows. Viewers were eagerly anticipating Drew's potential demise, with many rooting for a permanent exit to cleanse the canvas of his toxic presence, while others dreamed of a radical transformation that could redeem or reinvent him. Hopes ran high for scenarios like a miraculous personality overhaul, where the trauma erases his worst traits, or an amnesia plot that resets his memories to a pre-prison era, wiping away the sleaze. There was buzz about a shocking reveal tying him back to the cult leader Shiloh, unmasking a long-buried identity crisis upon awakening. Alternatively, some theorized another Casadini mind control scheme, echoing the family's history of psychological manipulations. In a creative expansion, envision a subplot where Drew's hospital visions hint at suppressed memories of a twin switch, or a covert operation, only for these to evaporate post-recovery. Analyzing these fan expectations, they stem from soap opera traditions of resurrection and redemption arcs. But the failure to deliver any change underscores a missed opportunity, rendering the shooting a hollow event that doesn't evolve Drew's character arc. Regrettably, none of those exciting possibilities materialized. Drew pulled through the surgery unscathed in spirit, retaining every ounce of his detestable qualities and perhaps emerging even more vindictive. This lack of evolution feels like a betrayal of the build-up, as he dives straight into a vengeful rampage, starting with schemes to pin the blame on Michael for the attempt on his life. Following his humiliating ejection from Monica Quartermain's funeral, Drew's wrath extends to the entire Quartermain clan, vowing to dismantle their empire piece by piece. Breaking this down analytically, Drew's post-shooting behavior amplifies his established role as a chaos agent, with new invented elements like him forging evidence from the crime scene to frame rivals, heightening the stakes. Yet, this mirrors his pre-shooting antics, where he sowed discord without facing real repercussions, begging the question of why the writers chose repetition over innovation in this pivotal moment. In essence, Drew's survival and unchanged nature mean the havoc he wreaks across Port Charles continues, unabated, from fractured alliances to escalating feuds that ripple through every family. This continuity, while consistent with his character, highlights a stagnation in the storyline, as his actions, be it manipulating elections or personal vendettas, face no meaningful consequences, allowing his villainy to persist. Adding inventive depth, suppose Drew uncovers a hidden Quartermain fortune during his revenge, using it as leverage in unexpected ways, which could introduce economic intrigue, but still loops back to familiar territory. Analyzing the broader impact, this pattern of unchecked antagonism frustrates because it undermines dramatic tension, making the shooting seem like a mere plot device without lasting effects on the show's dynamics. Ultimately, the entire shooting saga raises a burning question. What was the true purpose behind this elaborate setup if it alters nothing in Drew's world or the larger narrative? Fans are left pondering if this was meant to be a catalyst for change that fizzled, or simply a ratings grab without substance. Next, we will delve into the unexpected scheduling shakeup that's hitting our beloved soap. Due to some major sports interruptions, fans of ABC's General Hospital are in for a bit of a curveball this week, as the show faces preemption thanks to the thrilling Major League Baseball wild-card playoffs, taking over the airwaves. According to showrunner Nathan Varney, both Tuesday, September 30th, and Wednesday, October 1st, will see no new episodes airing, and to make matters more frustrating, these missed installments won't be available for catch-up viewing on Hulu or the official ABC website afterward. This kind of blanket preemption across all time zones disrupts the usual flow, leaving viewers hanging on cliffhangers and eager for resolutions to ongoing dramas. To add inventive depth, imagine if the network teased a special online recap clip featuring fan-favorite characters, like Sonny Corinthos reflecting on past interruptions, perhaps drawing parallels to in-story plot twists where timing is everything, focusing on the core disruption. This scheduling hiccup echoes previous years when sports events have sidelined soaps, often leading to viewer petitions for alternative streaming options. But alas, no such luck this time around. It's a reminder of how external events can unexpectedly mirror the unpredictable chaos in Port Charles itself. Now, turning our attention to what unfolds when the show returns. Assuming Thursday airs as planned, we can expect the episode originally slated for Tuesday to take center stage, pushing back the regular lineup in a classic domino effect. Nathan Varney didn't specify the exact mechanics of this shift, but based on historical patterns during full preemptions, the network typically slides the missed content forward to maintain continuity. Be cautious with your cable guides or broadcast previews, as they might misleadingly hint at Friday's planned spoilers. But that's unlikely to be the case here. Instead, Thursday should deliver the Tuesday treats, packed with intriguing developments that keep the Port Charles saga rolling, inventing new elements for a richer narrative. Perhaps this delayed episode includes an Easter egg nod to baseball, like a character casually mentioning a game while plotting their next move, blending real-world events into the fiction. At its heart, this adjustment ensures fans don't miss key moments, analyzing how such rescheduling preserves the storyline's momentum, much like how characters in the show adapt to unforeseen obstacles in their intricate webs of alliances and betrayals. Diving into the specifics of that rescheduled Tuesday episode airing on Thursday, prepare for a whirlwind of connections, confrontations, and perfectly timed twists that highlight the soap's signature drama. Sonny Corinthos steps into the spotlight by forging a fresh bond that could reshape his empire, perhaps with a newcomer who brings unexpected insights into his turbulent world. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer endures a grueling interrogation, her sharp wit and ironclad defenses put to the test as authorities dig into her secrets. Ava Jerome showcases impeccable timing in her schemes, and we'd be remiss not to note how ABC's programming aligns with this. Though baseball enthusiasts might cheer while soap fans groan, Elizabeth Baldwin doesn't hold back as she faces off against Britt Westburn in a charged encounter that unearths buried tensions. Rounding it out, Tracy Quartermain delivers a solemn vow, reaffirming her unyielding stance in the face of family turmoil, adding creative flair. Envision an extended scene where Tracy's promise ties back to a long-forgotten Quartermain heirloom, symbolizing her commitment and adding layers of historical intrigue. This episode's core elements, when analyzed, underscore themes of loyalty and timing, showing how delays in airing mirror the characters' own postponed reckonings, keeping viewers hooked despite the interruption. Shifting gears to the second non-preempted day, which should feature what was initially set for Wednesday, the drama escalates with monumental revelations and personal vendettas that promise to shake up the status quo in Port Charles. The reading of Monica Quartermain's will take center stage, unleashing a cascade of dramatic fallout that could fracture alliances and ignite new rivalries. Among the heirs, Drew Kane ramps up his aggressive campaign, charging forward on a path of retribution that leaves no stone unturned. Britt Westburn finds herself utterly thrown off balance by unfolding events, her composure cracking under pressure. Jocelyn Jacks makes a timely return to town, injecting fresh energy and potential conflicts into the mix. Finally, Isaiah Gannon reaches out to Portia Robinson in a moment that could alter trajectories. To invent additional intrigue, suppose Portia's interaction with Isaiah uncovers a hidden medical breakthrough tied to her past, weaving in elements of hope amid the chaos. Examining these plot points, they focus on legacy and confrontation, illustrating how the preemption ironically builds anticipation, much like a pause in a heated argument allows tensions to simmer before exploding. Looking ahead to the subsequent day, the action continues with high-stakes maneuvers and life-altering announcements that keep the General Hospital engine roaring. Anna Devane teams up with Harrison Chase to execute a search warrant, delving into mysteries that could expose long-guarded secrets. Alexis Davis issues a stern warning to Sonny, hinting at dangers lurking in the shadows of their shared history. Joe Palmieri arrives at a pivotal decision that might redefine his role in the unfolding sagas. Britt Westburn shifts into tough negotiation mode, playing hardball to protect her interests. Portia Robinson receives news that promises to transform her life entirely, potentially in ways that ripple through her family and professional circles. Creatively expanding. Perhaps Gio's choice involves a surprising career pivot inspired by a chance encounter, adding depth to his character arc. These developments, at their essence, emphasize investigation and turning points, with the scheduling delay serving as a media layer that heightens the drama's impact, encouraging fans to savor each revealed detail. As with any scheduling flux, it's crucial to stay vigilant by double-checking your local listings and DVR settings, especially if you're in the habit of recording episodes to avoid missing a beat. Unforeseen changes in the baseball playoffs could shuffle things further, given the unpredictable nature of sports seasons this time of year. For the most reliable updates, keep an eye on the MLB website to anticipate any additional preemptions, and rest assured, we'll be posting any breaking news right here on the channel. This particular adjustment caught everyone off guard, as it wasn't announced until after the initial spoiler timelines were out, which is why we're looping you in now, inventing a helpful twist. Consider setting up app notifications for both MLB and ABC alerts to create a seamless viewing strategy. Ultimately, this advice centers on preparedness, analyzing how proactive habits can mitigate frustration, ensuring you never miss the twists and turns that make General Hospital a must-watch staple. There you have it, loyal viewer-shire guide to navigating this preemption puzzle and getting back to the heart-pounding action in Port Charles. Drop your thoughts on how you're handling the wait in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the latest spoilers and updates.